really this next part is all about factoring. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more practice problem with you, just to remind you one more time of the steps. But this is nothing new, okay? This is just more practice. I want to give us plenty of days to practice, but let's do one example, and that's all I'm going to do. 3x squared minus 33x plus 90. Step 1. Is there a GCF? And should we take it out? In this case, 3 goes into all of this. So 3 is our GCF. So we're going to divide everything by 3, leaving us with x squared minus 11x plus 30. Now we use this new simplified polynomial for everything else for the rest of the problem, okay? That's why we want to take off the GCF. If there's a simpler polynomial to use, that's what we're going to use, okay? Second step, ABC. A is 1. Remember, A is attached to the x squared. It is not actually x squared. It's the number in front, and that's invisible. B, make sure you take the negative with it. It's negative 11. It's attached to the x. It's not actually the x. And C is 30. Magic X time. A times C goes up here. B goes down here. We got to figure out two numbers that add to negative 11 and multiply to 30. And some of you are going to see this quickly, and some of you are going to have to do some listing. And if you get down to 5 and 6, that should look like what works. So 5 and 6, but they both need to be negative for this to work, because negative times a negative is a positive. Negative plus a negative is a negative 11. Okay, let's do our two types. Again, by this point, you should have chosen one, and you should stick to it. You don't need to listen to both of these. Either go to grouping or go to box. Pick which one you want right now and go to it. Or do it on your own and then come and see if you got the right answer. Grouping, let's write down our simplified polynomial. So that's x squared minus 11x plus 30. Write the first term, write the last term, split the middle term using Magic X. Look at our groups. And I'm going faster now because hopefully you know how to do this. If not, you probably need to have a conversational lesson. And some people just need that. You need to sit and talk it through with me, Miss Sally, Miss B, Miss Temmer, anybody, Mr. B. Anybody that could sit and talk through this with you will help. It just means you are a convert. That's the way you learn, okay? In that first group, we can take out an x. So we have x minus 5. In that second group, I always tell you if the lead term is negative to take out a negative, so I know I need to take a negative, but what number does that mean I take? In this case, it's 6, which means the first term is now positive, and this one is negative because we're dividing by negative. Do our two chunks match? Yes, they do. So we have x minus 5, x minus 6, and those are our factors. You can check them by either boxing them, or you can FOIL them and see if you get the same thing back. Now, if you want to get back the original, you got to bring that 3 back into play, so you can put that out front, okay? Again, I'm not overly concerned about that yet. We'll get there. Box method. Top left is first term. Bottom right is last term. Split that middle term using our Magic X. When the diagonals are negative like this, you know both first row and first column are going to have to be negative, okay? Second row and second column have to be negative. First row and first row column can never be negative. So in the first row, we're going to take out an x. The second row, we're going to take out a negative 6. First column, x. Second column, negative 5. And you might want to check your negatives and positives here to make sure they work. And so it's x minus 6, x minus 5, and we had a 3 from the beginning that you could remember to put there. Keep practicing. That's all I can say. You should just